Cut out. Yeah, we cutting out all that shit. Fuck all that shit, man. I'm here to get to the I'm here to get to the motherfucking business, dog. Because I'm I'm really going through um a lot of thoughts about the internet in a whole. If you look at my content on this page, Trip Hill Digital, um, you will see a lot of it has to involve with the internet and things of that nature. And that's because I'm watching this shit, and sometimes I just want to see if anybody else see the same shit that I'm seeing. So fuck the intros and all that cute shit. Right. This shit, the internet is a strange, chaotic, part dystopia, part creative type of playground, right? And for many of us content creators, especially to those diving into culture commentary or abstract ideas, the struggle is real, right? How do you express your truth or express the truth in a unique perspective while cutting through the noise and really trying to connect with people? You understand what I'm saying? There's a chaos versus create war that's going on, right? The internet kind of rewards the loudest, most sensational voices, and it often drowns out thoughtful creativity. You know, these algorithms have no soul, and I've went countless videos just talking about the algorithm and what I've learned so far about the algorithm, and that it prioritizes engagement, and that usually means controversy or surface level drama gets the eyes, it gets the minds. Fuck the eyes, it gets the minds. But true creativity, real creativity have staying power. And I guess the question I'm asking is, do you have the endurance? Or how, for a lot of people who out here really grinding and trying to figure out what, really trying to put that creative touch on the internet and trying to, they are losing their mind in a sense, like the patience of, oh my god damn, you know what I'm talking about? Like what you're creating is dope as fuck, and it's people that are out there to, you know what I'm saying, to consume the content, but you don't know where to look because everywhere you see is bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? And I guess what a few people are dealing with, and I know me personally, what I'm dealing with is, to be honest, something that I've kind of dealt with my whole life, and that is the challenge of being abstract or too deep. You know what I'm saying? Or you're looking too deep into it. You ain't. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I was conditioned to think by my parents, by my siblings, by everybody that really fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? This was an environment where that surface level shit won't survive. You know what I'm saying? It won't survive. So certain complex, certain nuanced ideas can often feel misunderstood and overlooked. And I'm just telling you what I understand. And hopefully this gets out to the person who's in that same kind of spot. You're in that in between spot, like you really trying to figure out, like, is it me? Is it whatever? You know what I'm saying? And I'm here to tell you it's not you. I'm here to tell you that it's just it's just it's going to be a rougher patch for people like us, because we're not doing everything that everybody wants. You know what I'm saying? Like we know what drives in or whatever, but something that's in us makes us want to do things different. And a few of us want to be different. A few of us requires, like our conscience requires us to be different. Like the minute we try to do something that somebody else is doing, we start feeling like we did some whole shit. Because a lot of this shit out here is whole shit, you know? And some things just don't sit fine with us as far as saying, well, you know, this was whatever, but look at how much money it made. It was like, damn, like that's really like don't get it twisted. Like, all of us want to be paid off what we do, well, like that, but it's just certain things that I just want for $1. And that might be a detriment to my platform for the moment. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think it is. You feel what I'm saying? But I also know that I'm working against the grain of whatever society is pushing out for black content creators. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like if you ain't trying to argue, if you ain't trying to beef, if you ain't trying to do nothing else, then you're gonna find yourself in a weird spot where you have to keep, and it's a constant grind. And I'm fine with that. You know what I'm saying? I made up in my mind years ago when I created and I started writing this down in the composition book. I just knew that, okay, nigga, this is some different shit and it's gonna take, some time for us to get across the people. We gonna, you know what I'm saying? It's a grind. It's a marathon. You really gotta have the endurance. You know what I'm saying? You really gotta, you can't worry about people who don't understand because they don't understand. Like we've been humble for way too long, and all that humble shit, it don't get no respect. Unfortunately, it just make people think they can talk to you, run you over in any kind of way when you really just you want some chill shit and you're not pressing nothing, but at the same time they got you fucked up. You know what I'm saying? But you so focused on your vision that you can't allow yourself to get off road. Like you have to stay on the pavement. You have to stay on the pavement. You feel what I'm saying? Every once in a while, you're gonna have to show nigga that they got you fucked up, but for the most part, you gotta stay on the fucking pavement. You know, you can't worry about who sees and who don't for the moment. And the people who really fuck with you for the content that you put out, they should be your sole focus. I think I said this on my community wall once, and I think sometimes when you really trying to grow a platform, a scale a platform, and do all this, and you're doing all that, I think we all kind of overlook and sometimes forget about the ones that were there with us in from the beginning. And it's not that we I don't want to say forget about them. It's just that we know the impact of some of this shit that we can really do because we see it. And we also know the story of the people who go out there and be different, regardless of what the culture is doing. They go out there and be different. It's a grind. It's a like you gonna get a lot of nigga you crazies. You gonna get a lot of nigga have you lost your mind? That like you gonna get a people really asking you. You got the audacity to do something different from what everybody else. Does that make you? Oh, so you too good to do this and that? And the answer be like, fucking right I am. Why would I want to be grouped in with a bunch of niggas? Why wouldn't I want to be do something different? What's wrong with being different? What's wrong with being original? What's wrong with being authentic? Used to be praised of being authentic. Back in the 90s and the 80s, boy, nigga slap the dog shit out of you if a nigga catch you biting his flow. Say, man, you bit my flow, nigga. That's my shit. That's my flow. Nigga walk up to you and slap the dog shit out you whenever he's singing. You can't use my flow, nigga. That's my you stole my verse. Like that's how originality was back then. Now it's like niggas is using the same everything, nigga doing the same shit. Even the commentary is the same. Niggas not saying nothing different, but at the same time, it's like, damn, what the shit's selling though. So who's really at fault? Are they at fault for finding surface level people to keep feeding them the same type of shit every motherfucking day? It stepped on dope. It stepped on dope. The shit probably was pure at a point. Now it been stepped on. It's been stretched every type of way. You know what I'm saying? You know, like Frank Lucas told niggas, say, man, this is my shit. Now when you take it and you do some other shit with it, it's not, don't, you know what I'm saying? But you can't really blame them because the algorithm for engagement. So I always find it funny that these content creators, they take advantage of these subscribers. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny, but it's not funny because what it does, it spoils and it ruins the communities. And it's not just on YouTube, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. You can find a group of individuals that it just ruins, and everybody's bickering and arguing and all type of wild shit, and all that shit you don't really want to be a part of. You just want to create the content and put it out, but you're gonna have to do more than that, you know. And then you got to realize, like, one thing I realized, shit, once you move it around, you start to understand the audience more than people who are just here. You start moving the product around. Move it over here in this neighborhood. I'm gonna move it over here in the neighborhood. I'm gonna move it up here. Some things might work here and don't work here. Some things might work down here and don't work over there. But for the most part, we can fine tune it. So that's kind of what I wanted to like, it's that depth can sometimes alienate an audience who they scroll fast. They want quick clarity. They don't want to listen. Like, they don't want to listen to you break down something. You know what I'm saying? With a pace. They just want it right then and right now. It's the difference between a microwave and soul food. Like, either you want the microwave shit, a little hot pocket, a little cup of noodles or whatever. But if you want a meal, you gotta prep it. You can't just make them beans like that. You gotta soak them beans overnight. You got to keep water in them overnight. Don't add no salt. Just soak them all overnight. And you got to get them in there. Turn that crock pot on. Either you're on low for 8 hours or high for 6 hours. Put your seasonings in there. Put your chopped up onions and jalapenos and peppers and whatever you want to put in your beans. And that thing is a slow cook. It's a process with soul food. It's a process with a well-cooked meal. And that's what you have to understand. Like, you are a process. You are the cooked meal. You ain't the microwave. The microwave shit is convenient. It's convenient, but it's not nourishing. You eat that well prepared meal, and then you fall asleep. You know, you get the itis. You eat that microwave shit, you're gonna be hungry 4 hours later. Why? Because it's not nourishing. It's made of some artificial shit that ain't. You know what I'm saying? It's the same shit that we feed into our minds. So the balance is maintaining your, or what I think it is, maintaining the authenticity and the complexity while making your message accessible, you know, and finding a unique lens, you know, trying to get across what's your personal perspective that sets you apart. You know, a lot of my a lot of my content, I try to use storytelling. So I try to tie it in together with things that I've learned, things that I've went through, things that I experienced, and things I was able to extract from that and pull from that and create content from it. That's why it has a certain tone to it, because it's meant to be that way. Everything I do on this page is very intentional, especially when it comes to the prescription. It's a more serious tone. It's not a lot of play around for the prescription. Now, the play is true world order for the most part. So sometimes, you know, that's a lot of laid back, you know, that's a more laid back show. But for the most part, the prescription is really trying to get into them cracks and crevices, you know. And I just think that this shit is a double-edged sword. It's weird, you know. And for those of us who we choose to create work that is more abstract or layered or nuanced, then this challenge can feel even greater, you know. Because don't get it twisted, all the depth and the complexity is cool, but they also somewhat create barriers. And that's something that I understood is sometimes they create barriers for quick understanding. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these niggas, they just scroll fast and they're hungry for instant clarity or entertainment. And the abstract ideas, although they're dope as fuck, but they risk being misunderstood, overlooked, and dismissed. You understand what I'm saying? So many people who create in this, you know, whatever, they kind of wrestle with the feeling that their content is too obtuse or um, intellectual for a general audience. But they want to stay true to their vision, but they also want their work to connect and be accessible. You understand what I'm saying? So there's a tension between preserving the richness of your ideas and making them digestible. And this can be frustrating as fuck. Trust me, I motherfucking know. It's somewhat of a balancing act that you want to avoid diluting your message, but you want to also avoid of alienating the very people you hope to reach. And sometimes you can't give a fuck because it's a choice. You know, we all have a choice of what we watch and how we watch it and the lens that we watch it through. You feel what I'm saying? And the good news is this, right? Is that the clarity and the depth are it isn't mutually exclusive, right? And I do think that there is a way for content creators to craft their message so that these core ideas shine. Or you know, like, and when I mean content creators, you don't just mean on YouTube. I mean anything that's, you know, music, movies, art, whatever it is. This is a linear problem throughout certain spaces. You feel what I'm saying? Um, but these creators can craft their messages so that the core ideas shine through without losing your complexity or authenticity. You know, it's just a matter of rethinking how ideas are presented. You know, like I said before, I've started to incorporate more storytelling, um, more relatable metaphors, and I always try to break down big concepts into manageable parts. You understand what I'm saying? I always try to break those down. You know, I always try to bridge the gap. You know, so rather than just unloading a dense think piece, visual think piece type of video or, you know, shit like that, I think considering spreading thoughts across multiple posts or episodes. You know, sometimes I can just cram everything in all together and I had to remember, like, okay, let me not do that because of the attention span. But in my mind, I'm fighting against, well, the attention span for dumb shit is at an all-time high. Boy, niggas will sit there and watch 4 or 5 hours of stupid shit, 4 or 5 hours of lies and fucked up narratives just to make $1. Niggas will watch that and donate to that and support that every day. Like knowing they being lied to, it's the biggest mental health issue in my mind. Like knowing you being lied to, knowing you being, you know what I'm saying? This is what you niggas gonna put, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the weirdest part. Not the weirdest part, but that's the weird part. You understand what I'm saying? So I had to start breaking this shit down in di- digestible chunks. Kind of like when you follow my parents out there, right? Piece of water. Follow my parents out there. Um, you know, when you had your baby, You couldn't just give your baby, I'm not comparing, whatever to babies, but that's just how I see it. It's the only way I can break it down is you have to break some of that shit down. You have to realize that a lot of these people are not, um, they don't have, they either don't have the capacity for some abstract shit, or they don't have the patience, or they just don't fucking want to because they just feel like their brain on fucking overload. Whatever the fucking reason is, I ain't found it out either, right? Is um you, you just have to fine tune it. And I compare this shit to when I was younger, right? I'm growing up in South Dallas, right? All through elementary school and middle school, I, shit, I was in the orchestra, right? And one of the things, if y'all know, if it by playing strings or by playing an instrument, it's important to tune the instrument. So I can remember being in, excuse me, in orchestra at Pearl C. Shout out to Pearl C. Long live Pearl C. My teacher in orchestra was named Mr. Bakarowski. So I think it was behind a Jewish white man. And it was only 8 of us. It was like 2 violins, 2 violas, 2 cellos, and 2 bass. We still went to goddamn Sandy and whooped ass, kicked ass, belt the ass, and tall tees and dicky pants and shit. But one of the most important things that I learned from Mr. Bach was tuning the instrument. Like one day I was in the room, I didn't have anything to do. So I just went down. Niggas, it's Pearl C, so they just got to fighting and squabbling, and I'm done my work. I said, man, I'm going downstairs I'm going down to the music room. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going down to the music room because nigga, I'm over all this fighting. Nigga done fought a nigga down the stairs, bitches it's all type of titties out, blood, snot. Yeah, it's Pearl C. It's prime Pearl C too. It's like 2000 and shit 2002, yeah, 2002 or 3. Niggas getting knocked the fuck out and all type of shit. And I wasn't playing football my 7th grade year, But my whole thing was this: I fine tuning my instrument was one of the most important things, and I had to understand what Dr. Bach was. You have to fine tune it towards your liking. You know what I'm saying? Like not all strings sound the same, but certain people like certain strings to sound a certain way. And when you play these strings together, it makes a certain sound. You know what I'm saying? So he kind of broke down the science of tuning the instrument and kind of whipped in some wisdom in there as well. And that's how I draw parallels to this content creation shit right now. This is like fine tuning your instrument. You fine tuning, you turning the little knobs on it. You might have to put a little rising on it. You might even have to change your strings. She on bullshit early this morning. Anyway, you might even have to, change your strings, but it's like fine tuning it. It's like fine tuning. It's like trying to find a radio station. Like you gotta, some shit is static, some shit hit clear, some shit hit kind of clear, kind of staticky. It'll be clear for a moment, then kind of staticky too. Little shit like that. So I just wanted to put this piece out there because I know for a fact it's people that's in the same predicament. And I just want to tell y'all what I tell myself and what people tell me as well is keep fucking going. Keep finding ways to fine tune your instrument and make it reach what it's supposed to reach. Don't just put it in one spot. Move your product around. Don't let niggas step on your shit. Because the fucked up part is your own people are gonna be the ones who try to down talk you. You know, who talk down on you, saying you ain't doing this and saying you ain't doing that, and you know what I'm saying. And the crazy thing is, they know you making dope shit, but because if they give credence to your dope shit, people will find out that they shit ain't really about nothing. And some niggas wake up every day being about nothing. And that's why I stopped arguing with these niggas. A lot of these niggas ain't about nothing. That they never created shit. These niggas never put no ideas to shit. These niggas just are. They just a wasted fucking sack of flesh, bone. No purpose, no drive. They just live to destroy. Yep. Some of the ones that you love. Now, unfortunately, a lot of these content creators are in the same boat. These niggas done made millions of dollars with no valuable content. And all that is done is it puts people who have valuable content in the mix because they creating valuable content. And you gotta find, that's why I say you gotta keep going. Because you'll never know if you just stop. It ain't supposed to be easy for niggas like it ain't supposed to be easy for us to be trying to create content with the vision and purpose and cultural commentary thing that you just pick out, and it ain't what everybody, it ain't the hot topics or the, you know, it ain't none of this shit. So you're not doing what everybody else is doing. It's supposed to be a little harder on you, right? You know, it's gonna take a lot to keep going because you're gonna be creating dope content and not getting what you're supposed to be getting. And that's okay. You just gotta keep going. That's when you really find out what you in this shit for. You know what I'm saying? That's when you find out, like, oh, okay, this is what I really want to do. Because you damn near drop, like, it's like any if you listen to any musician that's been grinding for a long time, they'll tell you, man, shit, I've been grinding for 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, 11 years, 13, you know what I'm saying? They've been grinding for a long time, just creating music, not getting the response, having to figure out, having to rebrand, having to do all. So it is a grind, but you'll never know if you fucking stop. So my whole thing is this: stop. Stop stopping. Take your rest at times, but keep that shit going. Stop stopping. Find different people, find different platforms, move it around, try to get you some clips done. Just like, I don't know. I can't sit here and tell you how to create $1 million whatever, or you know what I'm saying? But all I know is I've been grinding out. I got 20,000 on Facebook. I done hit over a million views just on one platform. So I know it works, you know, and I'm just building off that. Can't be afraid of your small wins because you got big wins in your future. That's all I want to tell you, whoever you are out there. Fuck them. Keep going. If you really believe that you really got something that's valuable, keep going. That's all I got to say, man. It's Trill Pill. I'm gone.